sitting outside, having some pineapple. I've been sick the last couple days. This is actually day number 4. I'm almost back to 100%, probably like 90%. So I've just been taking it easy. But this is, I think, video number 5. Train like a pro, how to plan your own training camp here. You want to make sure, especially coming to high altitude, that you're looking after your endocrine system. I'd just really recommend doing blood tests. Like, there's no point in coming to train or high altitude place if you're not doing blood tests and you're not making sure that your endocrine system is going to be good, you're good hormonally, you're going to be able to absorb the training. So I would definitely be checking your ferritin. That's really the most important thing. Just do a CBC so you can see your hemoglobin, hematocrit as well. Testosterone and estrogen if you're a girl. Estrogen can be informative too if you're a guy as well. And then vitamin B12. I also do like a thyroid panel. So yeah, you want to make sure that your ferritin levels are up before you come here so you can actually absorb the training, and that's the whole point of being at altitude, right, is to produce more red blood cells. Yeah, so for me, I did blood work basically every month since I started kind of training consistently when I went to Thailand. So October, November, December, and then I got some done early February when I got here. The biggest thing for me was in January when I was in Australia. That was probably some of the most, I'd say that's the most I've trained ever for a whole month, like cycling, running, swimming wise. And I also did that bike packing trip, 1,100 Ks in 8 days. And I also wasn't getting great sleep, especially once I finished that bike packing trip and I was back in Adelaide. I was just sleeping out in the bush, camping in my tent. And you can look back in my videos, but there were a couple, I just wasn't sleeping great. And there were a couple heat waves that came through where I really was not sleeping good, because it was like over 110 degrees during the day and only getting down to the upper 80s at night. So just not great sleeping weather. So I didn't really feel pretty run down, but when I got here, I did some blood work and I was pretty run down. Testosterone was pretty low. That was the main thing. Just because you're not recovering, right? So your body tries to, just you're in survival mode basically. So, you don't want to think about reproduction or anything like that. So your body just shuts down your reproductive hormone production. Yeah, so my testosterone was pretty low, lowest it's ever been. It was like 250 nanograms per deciliter. Yeah, that's the lowest it's been. Normally I'm between 900 to 700, which is pretty good for an endurance athlete, training maybe 15 hours a week. So I really focused on rest once I got here, but I was still training a good amount, and I think training too much, given that I also needed to adjust to altitude as well. But yeah, I've really prioritized taking naps. So on days where I do train, go out, train in the morning, come back, and then take a 2 or 3 hour nap, or just lay in bed, listen to a podcast or a lecture, and then maybe get up mid-afternoon, go do something. So really lazy, and then sleeping. But that's what you need, when your endocrine system's really run down. For a guy my age, testosterone would be 250. That's pretty dang low. And then I did some follow-up blood work about 2 weeks later, and it was up to 450, which is pretty good, a quick recovery. So that means that my body's responding quickly to the rest. So just need to continue to rest, and it'll come back up. So Probably in another couple days I'll do another round. I'll probably be back like 500 or 600. And the really interesting thing is you can feel the difference, like psychologically, like, you know, your experience as a man is different when you have low testosterone compared to high. So, I've been really high. I've been 700, 900 consistently. I've been now low, and then just to like correlate the feelings and like what my interests are with the different levels has been really interesting. And actually, I'd say mental clarity wise, I definitely prefer low, because you can just focus on whatever your plan is. Like, okay, I want to train, I want to read, I want to study. I kind of want to be more just mellow and reflective and level-headed, less hormonal or horny or whatever. But it's definitely not great long-term for health to be suppressed like that from a high training load. So yeah, kind of just rambling in this video. It started as a what to look at. Okay, yeah, if you're planning your own training camp here, so yeah, you want to make sure that your ferritin is good. Don't come and train if you have low ferritin. I'd say, if you're training consistently as an endurance athlete, just have an iron supplementation routine. I would say just year round, and then especially when you come here, and you're probably going to want to increase it. So I increased my iron supplementation. I'll put in a caption what I'm taking daily. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Just don't, if you're running to the ground kind of like I was when I came here, don't expect to train a lot. And I really have hardly trained since I've been here, compared to what I was doing when I was in Thailand and Australia. So I was probably riding training 20 to 26 or 27 hours per week, kind of the end of my time in Thailand and while I was in Australia. And here, especially because I've been sick, I was sick like this is day 4. I was actually had like a small cold 3 previous times, and I've been here about a month. Just getting like a little sore throat. Yeah, I've hardly trained since I've been here, like hours wise. Done a couple rides, done a decent amount of running, but maybe I've trained 5 to 7 hours per week, which is pretty much nothing. So it's just all part of letting the body recover and heal, and responding to the stimulus. Ideally, I'd be able to get better sleep consistently, and then my body would take less of a hit. So that's something that I am working on. But yeah, so the videos kind of slowed down the last couple days. I think tomorrow I'll feel better, so get back to kind of some of the regularly scheduled content. I think I'll be here about 10 to 11 more days. Towards the end of the month, gonna leave Ethiopia, and I'm planning to go to Kenya. So yeah, I guess just checking in this video. We'll see you guys in the next couple days.